Good day, everybody. Good day. I wanted to put this video up because I think a lot of people have a misunderstanding about the situation of this guy that I actually had a bout with, and I'm talking about John. Okay, first of all, let me start out by saying a lot of you guys think that he actually works at Marquardt Skyway. No, he does not work at Marquardt Skyway. He's an agent. He's got, I think, either 5 or 6 Marquardt trucks. He's out of Kankakee, Illinois. Now, if you go into my earlier videos, before I leased a truck with Marquardt, I was working for John Rose. I drove a Marquardt truck, but I didn't get paid by Marquardt. I got paid by John Rose. And so he's not really a dispatcher for Marquardt. But what ends up happening, and it won't anymore because they're not going to give me no more of his loads, because I demanded that I weren't going to take nothing from this guy anymore. But he's out of Kankakee, Illinois. So basically, what usually ends up happening, because he's got his own freight, right? He's got, anytime I went to Wilmington and picked up a load, that was because of John Rose. If I picked up anything that was in that area, dispatch would actually get a hold of him. And they would say, I use me for an example, they would say, we got Larry, tractor 615, and he's in your area. Do you think you can hook him up with a load? Now, in all reality, that was the lazy way for our dispatcher to not have to look for nothing. And that would have John be looking, and that's usually how we ended up with him. Now, John is, I think he's in his early 70s, I think, late 60s. And he is what he is, okay? He's a very excited man. Now, I guess I can get that way too, right? I'm a Taurus. I was born in April. So, not just with him, but with anybody. If you start yelling at me and cursing me, it's hard for me to kind of hold myself back, because I can usually go into that same rage. I slash back out, But I did write a message on the Qualcomm, and I told him no more. I won't take another load from him because, first of all, we don't get along. So that's that one. Now, 2, let me explain that day. Okay? Somebody said, yeah, and I got a comment. Somebody said, well, I watch your videos all the time. You can't seem to keep your left door closed. Now, I'm not going to sit inside my truck and drive 8 straight hours and then take a 30-minute break and then drive another straight 3 hours. I'm not going to do that. I have Panda and Jake in the truck. So, usually about every 3 hours, I have to stop. I do have to stop. They have to go potty. And that's something that I've been drilling through dispatcher's head, that I can't, it's not healthy for any driver to stay in that truck for 8 hours straight and not get out. I mean, you're going to use the restroom. You're going to get a sandwich. You're going to stop and stretch your legs. In my case, I got Panda and Jake, and they have to go out. I can't tell them, no, I'm sorry, no, I can't, and yell at them and tell them go lay down when they have to go outside. So about every 3 hours, I do have to stop my truck. I have to let them out and let them go. Now, I know you guys see in the truck, every now and then you'll see a package of puppy pads. Jake and Panda are trained 2 ways. One, they'll go outside and do their business. But I do have a doggy pad. If you see it in here, up here by my bunk, I will stretch that out, because if they have to pee and I don't stop in time, they will only go on that. So all I got to do is simply fold it up, throw it away, and get a new pad. I don't let it ride there. I don't let it stack up. I don't let it get nasty because I'm not that kind of person. I'm not a nasty person, but I do lay that out because they will go on that if I can't get them outside in time. Okay. 3, I guess there was a bit of confusion. Somebody said, well, he said he got a super good sleep. I told you guys, and you guys heard the phone call, that my break, I worked all night the night before. I worked all night long. Look at the video. I was in Wilson. I drove to my first customer. I drove to my second customer. And by the time I got to the truck stop, I have to tell you guys that was 10 hours and 15-minute drive. I only had a 45-minute day left. That's all I had. Well, actually, between the two stops, because there was, I had this, I'm in a dock, right? So I'm at the mercy of a receiver. So they weren't getting me offloaded real quick. Now, I didn't show you guys. If I got to show you a 14-hour day, you tell me if you guys want me to film a whole complete 14-hour day. I'm telling you that's going to be a long video. But I will record you guys a 14-hour day. If you want to see my whole entire day, how I run it, just to prove my point, I'll do it. I got the cameras and I got the batteries and I can make it happen. But between driving from Wilson the night before, I got the video. The video's there. See, when that guy wrote, well, you're always stopping, I don't understand, or no, he said, I don't understand why you got to take a break when you just came off break. I didn't come off no break. I drove from Wilson, delivered 2 loads, and went up to Maumeen, and I was done for the day. So 12:41, that noon, 12:41, I was done. I couldn't go no further, okay? So obviously, it's time for a shower. It's time to eat. I finally got back to the truck. I lay down. I get into my bed. I lay down, get ready to go to bed. Qualcomm goes off. You guys heard the phone call, right? I told John I saw that. They had me scheduled to go in there at 2200 hours, which is 10 o'clock that night. Now, you guys do the math. 12:41 to 10, that's not even a 10-hour break. So I just simply, I called it and I told him 12:41 or 10:41, and then add a 15-minute break to that. Add a 15-minute break, or a 15-minute VI. Because before you roll your truck, you have to show a 15-minute VI. That's what you're supposed to do. Some drivers probably just take off driving. Not me. I run legal, 100%. So before I take off, I do the VI. That's a 15-minute VI. Now do the math. I'm already late going after that load to pick up. I was already late. It took me a half hour to get over there. It's 11:30. Guess what? 30 minutes after 11, they were already closed. Okay? Now, the reason why John said, well, it took you 4 hours. No, it did not. But as soon as I found out that I would, and if you listen to that phone call, he said I was there for an hour and a half. So 11:30, 12:30, 1 o'clock. I didn't leave that place until 1 o'clock. Then I was told I had to leave. There's no overnight parking. You must go to the truck stop. So I go to the truck stop. Okay? Now, you guys do the math. Okay, I'm up. After 11:30, I'm up. I'm awake. I drove over there. I'm awake. I stay awake for an hour and a half. I'm not going to bed. I'm not in my bunk. I'm up front. I'm making phone calls. I'm trying to find out when do they open. And then I drove to the truck stop. All right. Now, I did lay down for 2 hours. I had to. I was tired. So I took a power nap. You guys know what a power nap is? I took a 2-hour power nap. So when I woke up and I started driving back, I said, I drove over here to take a nap. What a powerful sleep it was, because I was tired. So pretty much 5 minutes after I hit the bunk, I was out. I set I got a Screaming Meanie. Right there. I set it for 2 hours. I get back up because I'm trying to, John calls me. Actually, he called me at 6 a.m. And he said, He asked where I was. I said, well, they kicked me out of there. I had to move. I'm just down the road. Well, get on over there. They're not open till 6:30. But you do the math. 1 to 6, I'm up. I'm up. I mean, I only took a 2-hour nap, right? And I'm up. Okay. I get over there around 6:45. They load me. My break's not over yet. Now, if I would have stayed at the truck stop, if John would have said, just stay at the truck stop, don't go nowhere, because I got over there at, 1 o'clock. I got, a little after 1, because the drive from there back to the truck stop a little after 1, right? If he would have said, just stay there until your 10 is over. Your 10 is over. Even though I didn't sleep that 2-hour power nap did work. So I was good to go. So if he would have said, just stay there, finish out your break, because obviously you're not going to get there by 4 that afternoon. I knew I wasn't going to be there. I knew it wasn't going to happen. Then I would have had a restart on my 14. I could have picked up the load and I could have just left out. The big argument was I had to take a break. Because why? Because I drove from the truck stop back to that pickup. You cannot do that off-duty driving. Argue with me all day long about that, please. But you cannot advance to a pickup off-duty driving, because what's going to end up happening is, if I got pulled into a scale, that is documented on your computer, and he's going to see that. It tells them what time I took off, where did I go, and then he's going to see that I picked up a load. John says, well, don't tell them. I don't have to tell them nothing. It's on the Qualcomm that I did it. So when he demanded me to go back over there, I'm on the driving line. And guess what happened? That scrapped. All that time I sat at that truck stop, it scrapped it. As much as I did not want to take another 10, I had to take a 10. As soon as I got my load, I went back to the truck stop. I had to take a 10. Now, that made it hard on me because, like I said, I took a 2-hour power nap. Yes, I was up all night, with the exception of a 2-hour nap. I was up all night. But I had to take, and I did end up falling back to sleep. When I got over there, I laid down, and next thing I know, I got up, and of course, you see the video, right? The next video. I said, we went ahead and went with the load. But John is just an agent. He is not a dispatcher at Marquardt Skyway. We have 2 dispatchers at the company, and they're pretty good about making sure you run legal. So let me make that clear right now, that John is only an agent, and he's got 5 Marquardt trucks, and he hires drivers to drive in his little regional, to drive the Marquardt trucks. But John gets paid for all his trucks that are out there on the road. Marquardt pays him, and then he pays the drivers that drive for him. Okay. 2, I had to take that break because I didn't take a 10. I scrapped what little bit I had saved because I had to drive over there and pick up a load. And 3, I have to stop my truck every 3 hours and let Panda and Jake go out and do their business. I am not a super trucker, and I am not going to sit for 8 hours straight to deliver a load before I have to take a 30-minute break. I won't do that. If you guys want to drive like that, that's fine. But that's a good way of, it's not good for you. You know, your legs are bent, you're sitting on your butt for 8 hours. Yeah. You know, you can get blood clots in your legs. Your circulation in your feet aren't right. It's just you're not meant to sit in a chair that long without getting up unless you're paralyzed and you're sitting on and you have to sit A human being just ain't made to do that. So every 3 hours, I do get out. I take the dogs out. If I have to use the bathroom, some drivers pull over and they go inside their truck and that. If I can pull over and go into a rest area, that's a nice little walk. And two, I'm a YouTuber. I have to stop every 3 hours and let the dogs out and that and show you guys something. It's just a short clip because a lot of people got. Oh, and I should say this before I go. The reason why I'm here at Marquardt, even though me and John had our thing, because I am not a job hopper. Never have been, never will be, and it's going to take a whole lot more than that to chase me out of my truck. I am a lease owner operator. I pay on this truck, and I'm not giving up my lease, my truck, my home. This is my apartment, my home, because of one guy that thinks he's going to go on there and be a foam ramble and come on there and start. It's going to take a whole lot more than that to chase me out of my truck. I'm not a job hopper. If I go somewhere else, you're just going to run into other things, So I'm here for the long haul. The only thing that argument caused is John to lose a truck, because if I am in the area and he needs a truck to go pick up a load, he ruined that with me because I won't do it. If dispatch in Waverly or Yankton can't find me a load, I'm all set because I won't pick up another load for John. But anyway, I just wanted to share this, and hopefully it makes somewhat of sense to you guys. And I thank you for listening, and I thank you for watching. That being said, God bless, and we'll see you on the next one. Later.